Oh hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel. What's new in makeup is today's video. We are in August, in late August. Summer is just breezing on by and I am not happy about that. So I'm gonna prolong it, even though it looks like I have a very fall appropriate look on my face using all this new makeup, but that's okay. We're still in summertime vibes. Disregard the look. Actually, who made that rule that this is a fall look? You could wear this in the summertime too. Yeah, I said that. Anyway, let's get into this video. Subscribe if you aren't already. Notification bell and let's hit it. What's new in makeup, late August 2024. Let's go. Okay, my hair is getting very long and I'm getting just a little bit annoyed. It's at a very awkward length. Like, it's not quite long, but it's not short. And I haven't cut it in about, I want to say 4 months. Anyway, let's get to the makeup. So first things first, I have a new brow product to test out from the drugstore. It's from L'Oreal actually, and it's their up to 24-hour brow lamination gel. I'm assuming it's a gel. Tiny, tiny, tiny little brush, very precise. So I don't know how good this will be, but if it is, I'll let you know. So I'm gonna brush up my brows, saturate them with the product, brush it back. This feels like one of those hybrid gels that's not quite a gel, but not a wax either, something in between. I don't know what happened. My skin was like really good practically the whole summer, and then I just got these two almost symmetrical pimples within my brows. I don't know if it was something that I used in my brows or maybe it's another product that I tested out, but they're like both right here. It's not very flattering. Thankfully, it's not that noticeable. So this kind of feels like the Rare Beauty gel. Very flexible, very easy to use. I don't think it's gonna set hard, which is why it's so easy to move my brows in any direction. But I have a feeling that my brow hairs will peel off. But as it is right now, it looks pretty good. Yeah, and that was quite easy actually. Let's do that same thing on the other side. Saturate the wolfies, brush them back. Like, why are these guys so long? Looks quite fascinating. Imagine this was a look. I feel like the trends are so ridiculous nowadays. So many things are not actually flattering. Some of the names that people are coming up with for trends are very alarming, to say the least. But you know what? I'm not like one to follow all the trends to a T. I'm also not absolute. Like, if there's a trend that I like, I will absolutely follow it. I just have to like it. But I'm not like blinded by every single thing that's trendy and popular out there. Like I said, there's tons of trends that are just ridiculous, that are not flattering on me. Like, for example, the straight brow. It's just not made for my face. So whenever I do this type of brow, I kind of have to slightly shift it downwards. I don't care if it pulls my face down, you know, any other way, and it just becomes very weird on my face. I feel like I am satisfied at this point. Also, this thing is like not the stickiest, so you could easily just use your finger to kind of press it and glue it down. I absolutely cannot do that with like a Benefit 24-hour brow setter because it is such a thick type of gel that dries hard. But in this case, this is pretty easy to maneuver. Okay, so these are the brows so far. I'm just gonna leave them alone. I'm gonna fill them in a minute. But first, I want to add my Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder to the center of the face as my primer, also to my forehead, in between these brows, just to smooth and mattify a little bit. And then for the rest of the face, I want to use two products. One is going to be the Patrick Ta New Foundation. I did already review it. I went to his event here in New York City, so my foundation has my name on it. This is shade 15, but I can get away with using 13, which is probably my winter shade, 14, which kind of matches my neck, and then 15, which matches my body more or less. Like, if I have my chest open, 15 is what I would reach for. But all of them I can use. I could probably even get away with using 16. But yeah, the shades are very flexible. The undertones are beautiful. I did review this on my YouTube shorts already. So if you want to see that, I will link it below. So I'm not going to do like a dedicated review to this. I feel like I've already worn it. Most of you, if you follow me on my Instagram, you already know that I like it. I've been wearing it all week, every day since it came out. I've been going to events with it. And so have a lot of people in the industry. And the consensus is that this is a really nice foundation. Whether you're oily or dry, even though it is a luminous finish, and it is like a little bit on the dewy side, it is very forgiving on the skin because it is very lightweight. So I'm just gonna take a pump, just like one pump, and use this on my forehead and perhaps like on one side of the face. And on the other side of the face, I want to test out something new. But I did just want to show you the application of this foundation because I feel like in my review, I already had the product on. I was at the event, they color matched me, you know, so it wasn't like my typical review, if you will. But it was a nice, to the point mini review. Anyway, so as you can see, The coverage is medium. You can build it up in some areas, and then because it has that sticky finish, you absolutely do have to set it, especially if you have oily skin like me. One thing that you will notice is that it absolutely does not emphasize any sort of texture, which we love. We don't want texture emphasized, so it's not necessarily meant for flawless skin. I think a lot of people tend to assume that hydrating, luminous foundations are meant for model skin, you know? But this one, I will say, it's definitely a beautifying type of product. No matter what kind of skin you have, this foundation will make it look better because the undertones are so right, they are so believable. Like this 15 golden neutral is just such a believable skin tone, you know? The 13 olive is such a beautiful olive that so many brands can't seem to get right. But I always tell Patrick, or rather I always say in the reviews of his products, is that to me, his products have proven that he is very, very, very well versed in undertones and especially in Asian skin tones. So I really appreciate that about him. I did tell him that in person when we met, actually for the first time, even though we have known of each other for like over 10 years. We've seen each other at events, but we just had like our very first formal introduction recently, last week. Look how lovely this looks. Just so pretty. I like that you can still see my freckles. I love the shine that doesn't give off grease. It doesn't give off like an oil slick. It's just a really healthy, summery type of glow. So I will say this is a very summertime appropriate foundation, like a vacation in a bottle type of foundation. I really like it. Now for the other side of the face, I did mention that Sigma has a new skin tint, and so I'm curious. They also have a powder. Let's see. So I've got shade 3 and shade 4 here. It's also enriched with hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, plant-derived squalane, niacinamide. Very similar ingredients to the Patrick Ta foundation. The Patrick Ta definitely has hyaluronic acid and squalane. Shake bottle before use. So here we have shade 3. Ooh, that's quite light. And shade 4. Looks like I may want to mix those two. Shade 4 is giving kind of pinky in my mirror here, but not so much in my monitor. And shade 3 is just very, very light. Okay. Mixing them together actually seems to do the trick, and it looks quite nice. Also very similar sticky finish like the Patrick Ta foundation, but this is supposed to be a skin tint, like a hydrating skin perfector, if you will. I want to say this is the first time that Sigma is dabbling in complexion products. Now, honestly, at first impression, this looks really beautiful. Almost feels like an oil, how easily it glides. Definitely more on the medium sheer type of coverage. And look, pretty similar finish, if you ask me. I don't know why I just applied that with my fingers. I guess I didn't want to use the brush that I already saturated with the Patrick Ta foundation. But now that I have both on my face, I'm just gonna even it out, make sure there's no demarcation lines anywhere. Blend, blend. Looks really good up close. Holy shit. Looks really, really good up close. I mean, they both do. Super forgiving on the skin. Beautiful medium coverage. I like it. Kind of wish that both of these shades, shade 4 and shade 3, were different undertones. I feel like the undertone is slightly similar. Both of them are neutral leaning cool. I would prefer them to be neutral leaning warm, or at least just neutral, since there are only 6 shades, I believe. But this is what we're working with, and so it is what it is. So now for concealer. I don't even think I really need to conceal much outside of just my under eye. So I'm just gonna use my Yummy Skin shade 5. This one has a cool undertone, but I prefer something a little bit more pinky for the under eye and around the stash area. Okay, brows check. Looks like they are starting to peel off just a little bit. Like some stray brow hairs are starting to separate from the shape that I created. So I'm just gonna reach for this pencil, the micro brow pencil in Espresso from NYX. I used this in my previous testing new makeup video, so I still have it handy. I'm gonna just very gently extend the tail here. So if the brow peels off, it doesn't look like an empty space, you know? Don't like this shade. I said I was not gonna keep this shade. And I won't, but it'll do for now. Okay, for powder, I have a couple of options today, so I still want to test out the LYS. I feel like I haven't given it as much love as I wanted to. Only tested it once. I liked it, but then I kind of forgot about it because I also really like the Too Faced powder, so I started using that one. But anyway, so I'm going to use this again. Also, I have the HD Skin Matte Velvet. Shade is my shade, 2I20. And then I have this new HD Skin setting powder in shade 2.1 Medium Neutral. So this is a brand new powder in the HD Skin family. It's got a nice big puff. It's got a scroll wheel, which is great. So you know what? this is powdery. I'm gonna test the Makeup Forever on one side and then the LYS on the other side of my under eye. I'm not sure how they're different exactly. Okay. This feels very, very velvety and definitely mattifying. Okay, HD Skin Setting Powder. Okay, I see. 24-hour setting power. Formula locks in your makeup and protects it from transfer, humidity, and water. Controls shine for 24 hours and it blurs. Okay, undetectable finish. Instantly syncs with your skin. Blah, blah, blah. No cakey effect, no powdery finish, no photo flashback. Suitable for normal, combination, and oily skin. Okay, great. So this is kind of what I was hoping for, especially for a Patrick Ta foundation. So I'm gonna use the puff and my close-up mirror just to blot away a little bit of that shine from the center of the forehead, the nose, and kind of everywhere really, with the exception of my immediate cheek area. I like the way that looks. I do. Okay, this is a very exciting product. I think I've been looking for something like this, and it feels just a little bit different because although it's matte, it has such a nice cushiony, velvety, soft finish that it truly doesn't look like I powdered the heck out of my face, you know? All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side with the LYS. I'm gonna test them in the exact same way, except maybe I won't use a puff. I will say the shades here are very similar. The one that I used in the Makeup Forever is 2.1 medium neutral. The one that I'm using in the LYS is translucent. I'm seeing some separation here around the nose. So that tells me that the Sigma product needs to be set quickly. Otherwise there will be movement. Okay, so then for the rest of the face, I'm gonna grab this Mario brush. And again, I'm gonna set the entire face with the exception of the immediate cheek area. Okay, complexion looks pretty good. Pretty dewy, pretty natural, practically flawless. You can't really tell that there's like a color discrepancy between this side and this side. This side does look a little bit brighter, but not by much. Okay, I'm pleased. Okay, for blush, I was gonna show you the PR package, but it is way too large. So I just picked out these 3 Lumi blushes from L'Oreal. There's actually more shades, but these are the matte shades and the others are shimmery. I wanna go for a matte. These colors look really, really flattering, really pretty. I think I wanna do this Dewy Bright Pink. I even love the name of it. Who doesn't love a dewy bright pink? Oh wait, I just realized. Clips. Okay. This reminds me of the Lunar Beauty blush, but I'm not sure how pigmented this is, so... Oh yeah, it definitely reminds me of the Lunar Beauty blush. I'm gonna go with one cheek at a time. I'm gonna use my favorite brush, this one. For liquid blush, it is from Half Magic. Oh yeah, this is a very pigmented blush for a drugstore product. The color is beautiful, very bright, and I would say 3 dots is really all you need, if not less. Mind you, I have giant cheeks, so you probably definitely might need less than 3 dots. Cute. I'm only gonna do 2 on this one. So I didn't powder in the immediate cheek area, but I'm definitely going over the borders where I did apply some powder. And looks like it's cooperating well with the powder underneath. There's no problems whatsoever. I quite like the formula of this blush. And the color is very, very flattering. I like that. For the highlighter, I have the super cute little duo from NARS. Oh, look at this baby. And one of them is the shade South Beach. It's just like a super cute shimmery neutral blush that I'm gonna use as a highlighter. Oh, I love the way that looks. So, so dainty. But then on the other side, I want to do something different. I have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Highlighter. Shade is Icy Gold. I kind of want to do that one too. There's a mirror here. Here's the product. Definitely more of a sunset vibe than an icy vibe, because when I hear icy, I think cool. And this definitely has a very warm golden peachy undertone, even though it looks white in the pan, but you can clearly see it is gold. Another thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spray my Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray just to this side. Why? Because I want to give it that extra glow. I felt like that highlighter on its own just wasn't giving me that pop, and now suddenly it's giving me the pop. So this is a little trick you can do, and if you want to go back and like mattify some areas, you could totally do that, but at least now the thing pops, you know? Or before, I don't know, I just wasn't seeing the pop. I want to move on to a couple new products. I'm actually just like a little bit torn. So I want to reach for the original Naked palette, but then I also have this Too Faced Appley in Love palette, and it kind of reminds me of the Naked Cherry, with the exception of the, actually it doesn't look like it at all, just the outside package reminds me of the Naked Cherry palette, and the inside is giving something totally different. I can't say if it's summer or fall, perhaps summer into fall, since there are so many fall appropriate but also some summery colors in here. So anyway, this is a contender. I also have the Naked palette, which I already showed you guys, and I was very excited about it. Now I kind of want to do something else altogether. I also recently got my hands on these super sparkly eyeshadow crayons from Half Magic, same brand as my brush. And there was this gorgeous silver in it called Phobot. I think I want to use this instead. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go for this. This is also in the family of super sparkly, which makes me excited because I feel like sparkles and glitter is coming back. Oh, this is just so demure. And no, I don't mean demure in that sense. I feel like I've been saying demure forever. This is a word that is a part of my lexicon. Like, I use that word a lot. And I could even tell you what it means. Kind of understated in a mysterious sort of way. Perhaps classic, but a little dark, you know? That's demure. But I don't know if I would ever use it with cutesy. Okay, do you see the vision? I love that this is a darker silver. So it almost has a taupey shift when you turn to the side. This is so stellar and so pretty and not space body whatsoever, you know? I'm gonna apply this all over my lid, all over the movable part of the lid. And then I'm gonna take a small brush, hopefully this is a clean brush. I'm gonna diffuse some of the sparkles just in the border, like that. Oh, this actually comes off so much more wearable than I had anticipated. And there are so many stunning shades in this collection. I just love. Okay, I also have an Epic ink liner from NYX in the shade Dark Chocolate. I have another nude one, so I think I want to play with both of these two. Nude is called Marshmallow. So let's see what can be done here. Okay, bristle tip. So I gotta be careful with those sparkles. Cute. So I'm gonna do just a half wing from the center of the lid, like that. I almost feel like I'm creating the same look that I created in my previous video, just with different products and with different shades. But essentially, I'm gonna take this nude liner and I'm gonna kind of add it underneath. You see that? I'm gonna add that under the brown wing for a bit of contrast. Kind of love that. And then I'm gonna add just a touch of that to the inner corner, like that. Ooh! So good. Mascara. Oh, you know what? Any old mascara will do. I'm just gonna take this Bad Gal Bang waterproof. Okay. I don't know if it's me. It seems like the initial Bad Gal Bang mascaras from Benefit were incredible. It was one of my favorite go-to mascara for years. But then I discovered others. I kind of forgot about it. And since they relaunched the Bad Gal Bang with more colors, I feel like the quality of the original just isn't the same. Or at least it's not how I remember it. I remember it being like, wow, like drastically good. And I still had my tiny little baby lashes back then. Now I've grown out my lashes and I feel like this mascara is not as good as it used to be. Granted, I am using the waterproof version, which is a new formula, but trust me, I tried the original, current original, and it doesn't seem like the original. So I don't know what's up, but it's just not feeling the same to me. Okay, we are almost done here. Ooh, ooh. Which highlighter do you guys like more? The NARS or the L'Oreal? You see how different they are? This one looks almost wet, but this one looks like glaze. Okay, for the lips, I have something super exciting and new from NARS, and it is their new Explicit Lipstick, which is a one-swipe lipstick, lightweight, medium to full coverage, infused with smoothing rose hip seed oil, hyaluronic acid to lock in moisture, elegant, refillable, and the shades are absolutely stunning. So this here is shade Indecent, like a beautiful tan nude, but the one that I've had my eye on is this incredible shade. This one right here. This one is called Unrestrained, and you know, I don't care if it's the summertime. This is vampy, and the moment I see vampy, I want to apply it. So I'm gonna reach for Universal Earth lip liner from Makeup Forever. I'm just gonna go on top of the liner that I'm already wearing, like that. Okay, and now for the moment of truth. This is just so stunning. Ooh, this is elegant. I'm here for it. Shade Unrestrained is so gorgeous, and I feel like that just totally changed this look and transformed it from looking like my previous look that I filmed a couple of videos ago to a totally different one, and I love it. Let's release the bangs and let's talk about everything. I gotta say, I really love my complexion on the Patrick Ta side. However, I will say that on the Sigma side, it seems like either the foundation or the LYS setting powder were not able to handle the addition of the blush and the highlighter and the dewy spray. I feel like something in this area is making it look a little bit too heavy, too makeup-y, and not as natural and as free-flowing as it looks on this side. Here, it just looks so effortless, so like done in 5 minutes. Here, it's kind of highlighting some mistakes here and there. So that tells me that some of these formulas are not really compatible. Moreover, it's looking just a little bit cakey right here in this area. So I'm not really loving all of that. I'm not sure, again, whether it is the powder, whether it is the skin tint, whether it's the combination of the powder and the skin tint, because those two could potentially be not super compatible. But overall, I'm nitpicking because overall I really do like the way that everything looks. The eyes look so mesmerizing. I'm just obsessed with this taupey, darker, demure silver. Yes, I'm gonna use that name again. I love the liner with the addition of that little bit of nude, and the lips are just my vibe. They're just my jam, okay? So overall, I really like today's trial. There really wasn't anything that didn't do it for me. I'm even not mad at the L'Oreal Brow Gel. I feel like the brows are holding up, and I'm feeling good about it. So yeah, that is the consensus at the end of the video. This is what's new in makeup for the month of August. We are at the end of the month, so definitely expect a very, very thorough and detailed Faves X Fails, because I actually did not conduct one last month, so there will be lots to talk about. On that note, I am going to wish you guys a farewell. Peace out, zoom it on out, and I'm out. Deuces! See you in my next video.